And I think it's just understanding the need to be resilient and open to change in your life. It's given me a great opportunity to look at myself and figure out who I am.
Digital Nomad's most trusted one-stop shop travel bestie. Make your move.
Welcome to Nomadify On Air, the place that takes you on a journey to learn the world of remote working and to understand the lifestyle of digital nomads. In this channel, we are inviting the most inspiring and reputable people in the Island of Gods, Bali, Indonesia. This is Bernadette, your host and also the founder of Nomadify On Air. Here with me live today is Joey from UK.
Hello.
Hi, Joey.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Without further ado, Joey, can you tell us something about yourself and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Joey. I'm 22 and I'm from England. And I would say I'm an entrepreneur within the AI, media, and property sort of spaces, really.
Nice. Like, what specific AI are you learning or venturing to?
Yeah, so I host events that are very sort of AI focused with people who are doing startups and different things to be able to sort of bring people together and collaborate on their ideas. And I'm also researching about AI myself to see how I can incorporate it into my businesses, how I can incorporate it into my day-to-day life and turn it into sort of a passion for me, really.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm also in property as well, so I do property renovations and investments and stuff as well.
Respecting the grind. I respect
Always hustling, always hustling.
That's true. That's so nerdy but smart too. I really loved it. So how did you become a digital nomad and what inspired you to pursue this lifestyle?
So when I was 18, I was just stuck. I sort of just turned 18. I had a part-time job at Apple, and I've just finished college as well, and I didn't want to go to university, nor did I want a full-time job. That was just not something for me, and I wanted to find a way where I could really push myself but also make some money at the same time. So I decided to sort of take a risk and sort of move to different countries and try different things. A lot of people around me were playing it safe, or they had very sort of safe ideas of, oh no, you should do this, you should stay like this, you should stay in England, you should get a job, and it just didn't resonate with me. And I find that if it doesn't resonate with me, I just can't seem to sort of do it. So I just
100%.
so I just took a huge risk and just started traveling, and then 5 years later, here we are.
Nice. Started from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we're here, quite literally.
I have a curious question. Would you say you had it all figured out before you took the leap and pursued this lifestyle, or you were able to just learn things along the way?
For me personally, I had no idea what I was doing, and I'd still argue to this day I probably don't know what I'm doing either. But the thing is I don't think anybody has it figured out. I think I'm a big believer in that life throws different opportunities and gives you different paths to go down, and I would just say for most of my life I've just trusted the universe, and I put my intention out there to the world. I told the universe what I wanted to do, and it then gave me the opportunities to be able to do it. Will I have it all figured out? Probably not, but that's the beauty of life.
Exactly. And that's the challenge and exciting part too.
Absolutely.
Right? Amazing. What challenges have you faced while working remotely and how have you overcome it?
That's a very good question. I would say the challenges that I've faced is definitely learning how to become my own boss. Because I feel like being your own boss is marketed as you're your own boss, you can do what you want, you're killing it, you're in charge, when in reality you have to keep yourself very much accountable to be able to stay sort of traveling or to sort of build projects and collaborate with people. So I would say one of the biggest challenges is sort of self-discipline and sort of putting yourself in that mindset of, okay, I do need to fund this lifestyle, I do need to come up with ways to make cash. If I don't want a full-time job in England, I'm gonna have to find something to keep me ticking over. And I would also say as well, just I wouldn't even say it's a challenge. I would say it's something that's come really well with what I've done, and that's just falling into opportunities and having sort of the skills to adapt to fall into those opportunities. Because when you're traveling, you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know sort of who you're going to meet, where you're going to go next, and I think that's the beauty of sort of working remotely.
That's true.
And yeah.
The life back then is a great motivator to continue the grind.
Oh, too right. Too right.
Like, if you will just like look back, I don't want to do it again. So
yeah, just
move forward.
For me, I look at what keeps me motivated is I don't see going back to the UK as an option. A lot of people, when they travel, are like, oh, I can just go home, I can go back and live with my family, it's all okay, we can start over. For me, that's not an option. That's literally, so the only option is actually just grinding and hustling and being able to keep the lifestyle going.
100%. Gotta protect this at all costs.
Absolutely.
So why did you choose Bali though, among other places?
The honest the honest phrase, I guess, would be totally and utterly by accident. The reason why is I was living in Dubai and I came back to the UK for 3 months to figure things out. I just came out of a toxic relationship and there was a lot of uncertainty on my life, and for the most part I wasn't sort of happy and was kind of spiraling down a route that I didn't want to go down. So I called a good friend of mine who's a very spiritual person, and I was like, okay, what do I do? I'm in this mess. I don't feel like I can do this for much longer. What can I do to, first of all, just survive the things that were going on at the time, but also to bring a new bit of life into my life and to sort of bring sort of some positivity and some happiness. And she literally just turned around to me and she was like, have you got enough cash to book a flight? And I was like, yes. She was like, book a one-way flight to Bali and thank me later. And I didn't know what she meant, and then 8 months later here we are, and yeah.
That is so similar with the famous Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah. I told everyone I was going for an Eat, Pray, Love moment when I was
Have you been there though? To the Medicine Man in Ubud?
I actually haven't. I do want to go though. It's on the to-do list.
You should. Like, I visited there, and then he will like read your palm and he will give advice. And he's scarily accurate. So I really think, I also like the one you mentioned. I don't believe that things in life are accident. You are where you are supposed to be. So you're really in Bali, really like
absolutely.
Got you in.
But I would say the weirdest thing about it is Bali healed me. Like Bali definitely healed me, and there's so many amazing things here and amazing people, and it's really a good place to not only sort of get your life back on track, but really focus on your like spiritualness and your mental health and everything else that comes.
I really believe that this is Island of Gods for a reason. How has remote work impacted your life, both personal and professional?
I would say it's definitely impacted it for the better. I mean, I don't think it's just digital nomads. I think it's the same with entrepreneurship or having your own business or doing anything that you want to do. And I think it's just understanding the need to be resilient and open to change in your life. I mean, a short time ago in my life, I was a bit of a control freak and I needed everything planned out and I needed to know exactly what I was doing on each day. And since I sort of learned about resilience and sort of incorporated sort of building resilience into my life, it's made everything a lot easier, and it's given me a lot more of the ability to be sort of open to change. I would also say as well, there is a need to just, I think the best part about traveling, and I think something that has affected my life, is it's given me a great opportunity to look at myself and figure out who I am, what I want to do, what do I want to be in life, who do I want to be surrounded by. And I would just say it's a journey. It is a journey. It's the only way I could probably describe it.
That's a major growth, right? Like
Absolutely.
since like you moved, that's a major like character growth ever
Yeah.
since then. Like kudos for that, Joey.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess my next question would be a bit controversial. Like, how do you see relationships or dating in this kind of lifestyle?
Oh, I love it. I love dating in this lifestyle. I think for me, I believe you have a certain set of characteristics if you're someone who throws themselves into the deep end and travels, or becomes a digital nomad, or becomes an entrepreneur. And what I've realized in my life is, when it comes to my relationships, I need someone who's very understanding of that, and if not, has the same skill sets or the same sort of mentality.
That's true.
The boyfriend that I have, Jacob, he is very like-minded to me, and he has the same sort of goals and ambition that I have. And the best part about it is when you're dating someone who's in the same situation as you and wanting to grow and sort of become very successful, you can do what you want. It's not like one of us is tied down in a job in England, or we have to, sort of wait to go on a couple of holidays a year or whatever. We can actually just do what we want when we want, and I think that makes our relationship sort of more intense and sort of amazing and more passionate. And with my friends as well. I mean, my friends are very understanding and accommodating of me. They know that I'm not going to be there all of the time, and I'm not going to be able to pick up the phone sometimes. But what I find is a lot of my friends are also in very similar situations, so there's a really good sort of understanding of each other. But I guess traveling and being in this life is what builds the greatest relationships, because everything's on a similar foundation, if that makes sense.
That is so sweet. And shout out to
Jacob.
Shout out to Jacob. That is so. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's so wonderful. What advice would you give to someone who is considering to becoming a digital nomad? Like, what do you think is the important skill that they need to learn?
Interesting. Honestly, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. There is never going to be a right time. There's never going to be the best time. You're never going to have it all figured out, and there's not going to be a checklist in life of everything you need to tick off before you're able to do it. You just have to do it. You just have to throw yourself into the deep end of life and the universe, because that's where everything just goes from being sort of average, stagnant, lost, to just amazing. And yeah, that would be my only advice. Do it now. Do it yesterday.
That is so powerful. I guess my next question would be, if you will give your old self before you became a digital nomad an advice, what would it be?
Many. I would say everything's gonna be alright is probably the first one. Your friends and the opinions of others don't define who you are. And again, just do it and don't think twice about putting yourself first. I would say that would be the conversation I would have.
I bet the old Joey is super proud of you right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I do hope so.
Massive thank you, Joey, for your time today. So, how can our viewers find you? Like, do you have like a business Instagram, website? Like,
yeah, sure.
Invite them.
I'm actually working on a new project called Selling Bali on TikTok. It's literally just selling Bali. And I also have my personal account at joey.ban on Instagram. The socials for my other projects will be released soon.
Thank you so much, Joey, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you so much. See you later.
Best advice would just be do it. Don't waste too much time, just do it and focus more on business than party.